The speed of light is the fastest thing in the universe, but for Wall Street, it is painfully slow. You see, modern trading bots are so fast that the biggest bottleneck for them is the speed of light itself. In this video, we will cover exactly what these high-frequency trading bots do, how do they make money, and how are they so incredibly fast. And if you thought the trading bots were impressive, wait till you hear about the stock exchange's servers that handle thousands of them at the same time. First of all, we need to understand what these bots are actually doing. One of the ways they make money is by exploiting the latency. Let's say Apple stock is listed on two different exchanges, New York and Chicago. For a split second, the price in New York is $100, but in Chicago, it is 1 cent more than that. What it does is pretty simple. It buys the stock in New York and sells it in Chicago. It makes 1 penny of profit. That's not much, but when it does the same thing millions of times every second, you know what happens. But there's a problem. If 10 bots spot that same price difference, only the first one gets the profit. This is why they need to be the fastest, otherwise they will start losing money. But how do you build a computer that is faster than everyone else? You see, the bots have to compute the buy and sell logic in just a few nanoseconds. A nanosecond doesn't sound like a lot when compared to a millisecond, but this is how the difference looks. This is why we cannot build it like a normal computer. Standard computers use general-purpose CPUs that run operating systems like Linux or Windows. When a signal arrives, it has to go through the network card, the kernel driver, the operating system, and then to the software. That takes a few microseconds, which is too slow. HFT firms use FPGAs, field programmable gate arrays. This chip is worth a whole another video, but for now, an FPGA is a chip that doesn't have a fixed architecture. Engineers can physically rewire the internal logic gates to do exactly one task. When a data packet hits the network port, it travels directly through the logic gates and calculates whether to buy or sell in a few nanoseconds. But having the fastest chip is useless if your internet connection is too slow. Most of the internet runs on fiber optic cables. Sure, those are pretty fast, but those cables are made of glass, and glass has a refractive index of 1.5. This means that the light travels roughly 31% slower in glass than it does in a vacuum. So to fix this, HFT firms started buying microwave towers. Microwaves travel through the air. The refractive index of air is almost identical to vacuum. By switching from cable to wireless, the connection is now 30% faster. But microwaves are still not enough. They have low bandwidth and are vulnerable to bad weather. To fix this, engineers figured out how to make a fiber cable that is perfectly straight and empty from the inside. It guides the light through a microscopic tunnel of air, giving you the bandwidth of a cable with the speed of a microwave. But even if you have the fastest machines and the fastest access to data, the matching engine inside the Wall Street servers is the one that decides who wins and who loses. And the engineering inside this machine is completely backwards compared to a normal web server. If you were to build a website like Twitter or YouTube, you would optimize for throughput and use multi-threading, load balancers, and distributed databases to handle millions of users at once. But a matching engine cannot do that. You see, if two orders arrive at the exact same nanosecond, the server cannot process them at the same time. It has to decide who was first. Because of this, the core of a matching engine is often single-threaded, because multi-threading is slow. When a CPU switches between threads, it has to save the current state and load the new one. This is called context switching, and it costs time and eats up cache memory. To solve this, engineers use a technique called thread pinning. They force the operating system to isolate one specific physical core on the processor. They strip away all interrupts and background tasks. And because the system RAM is too slow, every single packet of data is held inside the L3 cache. But this extreme speed creates a huge problem. Since the server is processing data so fast, the physical distance of the cables starts to matter. In general, light is pretty fast, but in this case, you can't afford even the slightest delay of transmitting data. That's why firms pay a huge amount of money to place their HFT bots right next to the server. But if your server rack is 5 meters closer to the engine than your competitor, you have an unfair advantage. So, the stock exchange had to enforce physical fairness. They mandated that every single cable connecting a firm to the matching engine must be the exact same length. If you were lucky enough to have your rack right next to the server, the engineers will force you to use a 100-meter cable just to simulate the delay of the guy sitting in the back of the room. If you want more technical breakdowns, please consider subscribing. Oh, and you can also join my channel membership, by the way.